4 years ago, Nikon did something unthinkable. They killed the mechanical shutter. Critics said it was impossible. They were wrong. The Z9 became legendary. But 4 years is a long time. Sony dropped the A1 Mark II. Canon answered with the R1. And then Sony released the A9 Mark III, the world's first full-frame global shutter camera. The throne was shaking. You're watching Alt Buzz, where we cut through the marketing noise and give you the truth. If you're serious about photography, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And Nikon? Nikon went silent. Until now, in 2026, right before the Winter Olympics in Milan, the Nikon Z9 Mark II is coming. And if the rumors are true, it won't just reclaim the crown, it will redefine what a flagship camera can be. This isn't hype, this is war. Let's talk about what makes a camera legendary. It's not the megapixels. It's not even the autofocus, though we'll get there. It's the sensor, the foundation, the thing that captures light and turns it into truth. The original Z9 used a stack sensor. Fast, brutally fast. No mechanical shutter, just electronic precision firing at 20 frames per second with zero blackout. It was revolutionary then. Professional photographers trusted it in the most demanding environments on Earth. From the Tokyo Olympics to war zones, from Arctic expeditions to Formula One pits. But Sony changed the game with the A9 Mark III, global shutter. Now, if you don't know what that means, here's the simple truth. A normal sensor, even a stacked one, reads line by line, top to bottom. Fast, yes, but not instant. And when you're shooting a hockey puck flying at 90 miles per hour or a race car screaming past at 200, that split-second delay creates distortion. Rolling shutter, the warping effect, the bent lines, the jello, it's physics. Light hits the sensor, but by the time the bottom rows are red, the subject has already moved. The result is a compromise, a digital artifact that reminds you this isn't quite reality. A global shutter captures every single pixel at the exact same moment. No warping, no bending, just reality frozen in time. Sony proved it could be done, but they sacrificed resolution, 24 megapixels. Enough for sports wire services, sure, but not enough for magazine covers, not enough for large prints, not enough for wildlife photographers who need to crop into a frame and still deliver editorial-grade sharpness. Not enough for commercial work where clients demand files that can scale to billboards. Here's where the Z9 Mark II changes everything. The rumors point to a 45 to 50 megapixel global shutter sensor. If that's true, Nikon doesn't just compete, they dominate. High resolution, zero distortion, flash sync at any shutter speed. No banding under stadium lights, no compromises. This is the sensor that photojournalists have been dreaming about since digital cameras were invented. Think about what that means. A ski jumper mid-flight, every fiber of their suit frozen perfectly. A Formula One car at full speed, captured without a hint of warp. A bird of prey diving at terminal velocity, feathers sharp enough to count. A fashion shoot with strobes firing at full power with no sync limitations. This isn't an upgrade. This is a weapon, and it changes the fundamental equation of what's possible in professional photography. Power without intelligence is just noise. The original Z9 had speed, but the Z8 and Z6 Mark III got smarter autofocus algorithms after launch. Nikon learned, they evolved, and now the Z9 Mark II gets the full treatment, EXPEED 8 processor, the next generation. What does that mean in practice? Deep learning autofocus that doesn't just track subjects, it predicts them. It sees a hockey puck and knows it's not a stick. It locks onto a skier through a blizzard and refuses to let go. It identifies a bird in flight against a cluttered forest background and doesn't flinch. This is the difference between good autofocus and great autofocus. Good autofocus tracks what it sees. Great autofocus understands what it's tracking and where it's going next. This is artificial intelligence trained on millions of images, neural networks that understand movement, trajectory, and intent. It's not guessing, it's thinking. The processor has learned what a downhill skier's body language looks like just before a jump, what a goalkeeper's stance reveals about their next move, how a bird adjusts its wings microseconds before diving. You point the camera at chaos, at snow and fog and motion blur, and the Z9 Mark II finds the shot every time. For photojournalists covering the Winter Olympics, this is survival. Miss the moment and you're done. Careers are built on milliseconds, on that one frame where the skater's blade leaves the ice, where the snowboarder rotates midair, where gold is decided. The Z9 Mark II doesn't miss. And if you want to stay ahead of every camera rumor, every spec leak, every industry shift, check out the Alt Buzz membership. It's in the description. Deeper dives, exclusive content, behind-the-scenes analysis, no fluff, just the truth. Now let's talk video, because the Z9 wasn't just a stills camera, it was a hybrid monster that made cinema cameras nervous. 8K at 60 frames per second, 12-bit NRAW internally, no overheating, no recording limits. You could shoot an entire documentary in sub-zero temperatures and the Z9 wouldn't blink. Filmmakers used it on commercial sets where RED cameras cost 10 times as much. Documentary crews brought it to places where dedicated cinema cameras would fail. The Z9 Mark II takes that foundation and builds a fortress. 8K 60 frames per second, 12-bit NRAW internal recording. Improved compression for longer takes without sacrificing quality. 4K at 240 frames per second for ultra-slow motion sports replays that make broadcast directors weep with joy. Open gate recording using the full height of the sensor for anamorphic lenses and maximum flexibility in post-production. And if they deliver that global shutter, no rolling shutter in video, none. Whip pans that stay sharp. Fast camera movements without the jello effect. Handheld stabilization that feels like a gimbal. The kind of video quality that makes clients ask what cinema rig you're using and then go silent when you tell them it's a stills camera. This threatens RED Komodo. It challenges Canon R5C. It makes Sony FX3 shooters reconsider their workflows. The Z9 Mark II isn't trying to be a video camera. It's trying to be the only camera you need. Stills that win awards, video that sells, one body, zero compromises. And for the one-person crews, the documentary shooters, the hybrid content creators building empires on their own, this is the tool that makes the impossible possible. Let's address the elephant in the room. The Z9 Mark II will not be small. It will not be light. And that's exactly the point. Professional photographers don't want compact. They want reliability. They want battery life that survives a 12-hour shoot in freezing temperatures without reaching for a spare. They want heat dissipation that handles 8K recording without throttling or forcing artificial limits. They want a body that feels like an extension of their hands, not a toy. They want ergonomics designed for all-day use with heavy telephoto lenses that cost more than most cars. The integrated vertical grip stays. Dual CF Express Type B card slots stay. Weather sealing that laughs at blizzards stays. This is not a camera for the studio photographer who works in climate-controlled comfort. This is for the professionals who work in the rain, the snow, the dust, the chaos of real-world conditions where gear either survives or fails. But Nikon isn't stuck in the past. Expect Wi-Fi 7 for instant file transfer. Possibly 5G integration for live uploads to wire services. Imagine shooting courtside at the Olympics and having your images on the editor's desk before the athlete leaves the ice. Before the moment is even over, your work is already being processed, edited, and prepared for global distribution. This is a tool built for the modern press photographer. Fast, connected, unstoppable. The kind of camera that becomes invisible in your hands because it just works. Every single time, without excuses or compromises. So here's the truth. If you're a hobbyist, buy the Z8. It's brilliant. It's affordable. It's more than enough camera for 99% of shooters. But if you're a professional whose career depends on capturing the millisecond that decides a gold medal, the frame that makes the front page, the moment history pivots on, then you wait for the Z9 Mark II. Nikon knows the stakes. The Winter Olympics in Milan, February 2026. Agencies upgrading their kits. Photojournalists betting their reputations. Canon and Sony watching closely. This isn't just a camera launch, this is Nikon reclaiming the throne. Expect the announcement in January 2026, right before the games, right when it matters most. And when it drops, the Z9 Mark II won't be competing. It will be redefining what flagship means. If you want the truth without the marketing spin, subscribe now. Hit that notification bell. Because Alt Buzz doesn't do hype. We do facts. We do deep dives. We do the research so you don't have to. Check the description for the best deals on the current Nikon Z9. Prices are dropping as people anticipate the Mark II. Grab the Z8 if you need a camera now. Stock up on CF Express Type B cards because you'll need them when the Z9 Mark II arrives. And if you want to support the channel and get early access to exclusive content, consider joining as a core member by just $5 or leaving a super thanks from $2. Every bit helps us keep doing what we do. Head to altbuzz.com for even more in-depth coverage. The king is returning, and the competition should be worried. Keep shooting, keep creating. Until next time. Peace.